Everybody, it's Chad with Nobody Else's Auto. It is Sunday evening, time for the Sunday Night Live chat, and we are getting ready to roll here in just a second. We'll give a few, about a 15 or 20-second break for everybody to jump on with us, and we'll get rolling here in just a few seconds. Okay, got some people getting on with us now. So if you're watching this after the fact, we got a few second pause there for everybody jumping on. We got Ed on with us again. Ed, welcome back. Love the Ford sign. Yeah, that's a cool one. I really like that one. A good, cool original. A little rough around the edges, but a neat piece. So let's get ready and get rolling for tonight. As always, anybody got any questions, comments, just throw them up there. I'll try to snag them as we go along. If I don't address you when you make a comment, after 30 seconds or so, go ahead and hit it again, because I'm relying on them to feed the info to me. Obviously, we've got YouTube up and going. We've already got Ed on with us. So anyway, I'd like to welcome everybody back. It's kind of crazy. We're about 4 months into this deal. Never did I ever imagine this was something that was going to take off and do something, but you guys seem to like it. You like doing it, so we're going to keep coming back and keep doing it as long as you guys want to come hang out. Got Randy on, got Glenn on from Minnesota. Hey, guys, thanks for being here. And so, like I said, something I didn't expect to be 4 months into this deal and having you guys still hanging out with me. But we're here, and we're having a good time. So we'll just keep doing it until everybody's tired of it, I guess. So didn't really actually realize that. I knew we'd kind of been doing it a while. I looked back through my notes and realized we started this at the beginning of February. So kind of crazy. But anyway, thanks to you guys for doing it and hanging out, because that's what makes it fun. Tonight we're doing things a little bit differently. Hey, we got our buddy Bill Twitchell on. Hey, Bill, glad you're here. I am not on the Nobody Show page on Facebook. We got Russ in New York on with us. Holy cow. So Northern New York, that's way up there. The Nobody Show page on Facebook has not been feeding me comments. Those guys were trying to play along. They were trying to play the trivia stuff, and it just would not feed me comments. And there was just nothing I could do. I went back through my notes, and we've been fighting it since April, and it's not working. It's not cooperating. I don't even know what else to do. So I posted a note on the Nobody Show page on Facebook to get those guys on the Nobody Else's Auto page on Facebook, or join us on YouTube. So either way. So hopefully everybody can play along and get their comments up, and they get fed to me. And as of right now, I'm getting comments on both pages. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that technology is working with us tonight. So a little bit different than what we've been doing, but hey, if it works, hopefully the guys on the Nobody Show page will get over on the Nobody Else's page when they see the notification, and we'll roll with it that way for the time being. We'll see how things go. 5-window trucks. It depends on what we're talking about on a 5-window truck. There's a whole lot of different 5-window trucks out there, Jonathan. So there again, like as always, the best thing to do is give me a call after we get done and go through the details of what you're looking for. So, Jim's tearing down a motor and hanging out with us. Hey, that's great. Got Defiance, Ohio. Dan on says everything's good and clear. So YouTube is working. Apparently Facebook is working. So we're only on 2 platforms, but if it's going to work for everybody, that's great. That's way better than fighting it on one and holding everybody up. We got Kevin Murray on with us. Hey, Kevin. So anyway, what's going on? Well, yesterday was exciting. Got to go to an auction, finally. Didn't realize how much I've been missing auctions. This one wasn't a super exciting one. It was an estate auction actually in Galatia, Kansas, which is where my dad actually had all of his car store that we've been moving. So it was really actually kind of exciting to actually physically go to an auction again. And it went well. I mean, it was hot and windy, but not a lot of car stuff there. But still had a good time. Still picked up some cool stuff. Did pick up a couple of cool pieces that we're going to bring you tomorrow night on Toy Tuesday. Some kind of neat stuff, kind of funky stuff. Got another Kevin on, Kevin Hobart on. Hey, Kevin. So I did pick up a few things. There were some Ford tailgates there. I did get a couple of Ford tailgates bought, 173 to 79, 187 to 96 with the big wide trim panel on it. So got a few car things, but not a ton of parts or anything there. But like I said, we got some super cool stuff that I'm going to bring you tomorrow night on Toy Tuesday. So stay tuned for that. It's kind of cool stuff. One was kind of cornball, one's super cool, but it's exciting. So I got Terry on. Yeah, Terry, I'm trying to shoot videos in the yard when I don't have as much wind. So I've already got tomorrow night shot just because I had a day that was fairly calm a couple days ago. So, but super excited about getting actually physically being at an auction, even though there wasn't a ton of cool car stuff there. And I got Jason on with us. We got lots of comments on the Nobody Else's Auto page. We got our YouTube guys still hanging in there with us. So that was fun and exciting. Next week. With the auction stuff, so make sure you hang in there for Toy Tuesday tomorrow night with a couple of the cool auction finds. Oklahoma's on with us. Hey, Cindy in Oklahoma. Jason just found out about us. That's great, Jason. I'm glad you're here. Hang out with us. You love to do what I do. Well, I'm working on getting everything set up so we can go through a step-by-step process of what I do, if that's of any interest to you. Which I keep promising you guys that, and I keep running out of hours in the day. So, what's coming up? Lots of stuff coming up. Next week, some super cool stuff coming up. If you are anywhere in the Kansas, Nebraska, Colorado area, and we got Florida on with us. Thanks, Joseph, from Florida, for being here. But next week, Rocky Mountain Race Week, starting in Bandimere Speedway, going to Kearney, Nebraska. Then right here to Great Bend, Kansas, over to Pueblo, Colorado, and back up to Bandimere. Now, what's Rocky Mountain Race Week? If you have not heard about Rocky Mountain Race Week, look it up. It is super cool. My buddy Matt Frost puts this deal together, and it is an awesome thing. If you haven't seen it or heard of it, you've got to check it out. If you're anywhere in the area where you can make it to one of these tracks next week, go check it out. You have to drive what you're racing to every track. Bandimere, Kearney, Great Bend, Pueblo, back to Bandimere. If you load it on a trailer at any point in time, you're out. You have to drive the whole way. If you break it, you fix it where you broke it. You broke it on the side of the highway, you fix it there. If you get to a town, you fix it there. You fix it at the track. I've seen motor swaps at the track, tranny swaps, rear end swaps. Whatever you've got to do to get back on the track and make another pass is what you've got to do. So be sure to look up Rocky Mountain Race Week. 1320 Video covers it. Check those guys out. And if you can't make it, if you're not anywhere near where you can really check out any of the races or make it to the track, be sure to check it out on 1320 Video. I will be bringing you some stuff on my pages, both on Facebook and YouTube, but just an epic event. My buddy Chad Reynolds from Bankshift.com is going to run the whole deal. If you guys have never been on Bankshift.com, you've got to check out Bankshift. Awesome website. Can't wait to see Chad and Cole. And probably one of the most stellar groups of people that you will ever meet. Like the Cannonball Run, no, Ed, it's actually not like the Cannonball Run. You just drive track to track to track. It's all, and then you make a pass. You have to make at least one pass at every track. And then they will average your ETs, your elapsed times from every track for your class. Now, they have some classes that are based on powertrain, power plant, whether you're naturally aspirated, power adder, et cetera, et cetera. Hey, we got Jess and Rico on with us. Hey, glad Jess and Rico are back. Good friends of mine. So they've got different classes for how you're set up, power adder, naturally aspirated, unlimited, where you can run anything, stuff like that. They also have index classes where they have a class where you can run as close as you can to 12 flat, 13 flat, 14 flat. So you don't have to go out there and think you've got to have a 6 or 7 second car to do this deal. There are 6 and 7 second cars that run it, but you don't have to have a car like that. You can go out there with a bracket car and just like bracket racing, try to run the number. Like I said, we did the full deal a couple years ago. I've been on part of it several times, and the people on this deal are second to none. The biggest problem you're going to have if you broke down on the side of the road is too many people stopping to help you. because everybody's main goal is to make sure everybody makes it through the week. I got the Adirondacks on with us. Wow. Hey, Benjamin, glad you're here. So that's how they operate. You've got to run the whole deal, and you can make as many runs as you can at each track, and then you turn in your best time slip, whether it's the fastest based on your setup or whether you're running a bracket class. You turn in your time slip that is closest to your ET. Then when you turn your slip in, you get North Dakota on with us. We're getting most of the corners of the country covered tonight. Thanks for being here, everybody. When you turn in your time slip, you get the next day's route, and you have to follow the designated route, and you actually have to take pictures at certain checkpoints to confirm that you followed the designated route. That keeps it fair for everybody. Everybody's covering the exact same amount of miles to keep the whole race and everything fair and equal all the way across the board. So if you haven't checked out Rocky Mountain Race Week, be sure to check it out. If you are anywhere near any of those tracks, definitely try to go out and hang out and check it out. And we got our buddy Jason on with us again. Hey, Jason, glad you're here. Adirondacks are home for him, so hopefully he's going to get back there. I think Jason Sharp is our truck driver out there. He's always hanging out with us. In fact, he's here every week with us, I think. So be sure to check out Rocky Mountain Race Week. They're on Facebook. They've got a webpage. 1320 Video will be covering it. I will be getting some stuff on my pages while we're here in Great Bend. So Friday the 26th is when they run in Great Bend. So, but like I said, catch them at any of these tracks. Great people. The only time I've probably seen people like this that are so willing to help, do whatever they can to help you, literally will pull over, and if you're broke down and they've got the spare part in their trunk, they will hand it to you to make sure you can get to the next track, even if they're in your class. People don't care. It's a super, super great group of people. Iowa on with us, Texas on with us. Great. Thanks for being here, everybody. So that's how it works. And it's a great deal, and it's an awesome time. And like I said, be sure to check it out. Laid back, fun, awesome group of people. So definitely, if it's in your area, anywhere near, be sure to check out Rocky Mountain Race Week, or at least look them up and follow what's going on and see what's going on with it. Jason, our truck driver, is hauling motor oil to Walmart tomorrow, but he's from Pennsylvania. So, yeah, that's Jason's on with us every week, and it's great to have you guys on. I'm still amazed that you guys want to come hang out with me every Sunday night. So I'm thrilled to death. I'm super excited about it. So can't wait for Rocky Mountain Race Week to get here. Be sure to check that out. Tonight, what are we going to go over tonight? A couple things I wanted to touch on tonight. We've bounced around these topics a few times before, and I just thought I'd make some notes and just cover some specifics on a few websites. Every website that we use to look for cars, look for parts, anything, has certain rules that we have to abide by, and we've touched on a lot of these in various videos. I just kind of thought I'd dedicate tonight and take a few minutes and just refresh some of those thoughts and kind of wrap it all into one package. And obviously starting with a couple of them that most of us have used on a pretty regular basis with eBay and PayPal, because they're kind of the 800-pound gorillas that everybody uses at some point in time. So with eBay, like we've touched on before, I can't talk to you about parts that are not listed on eBay. I can't do it. If you say, do you have this for this vehicle? I can't answer that. I can't tell you, yes, I do. eBay can suspend my account. They can suspend your account, all kinds of stuff like that. I can't answer questions about other parts on an eBay email. Call me. We'll talk about anything. You're using if you're using their site, it's their rules, and it's black and white. 53 International headlight bezels, that's a possibility. Give me a call after we get done, Gerald, and I'll get you on my list. Kevin, the video on the history. Yeah, if you guys didn't catch that, I did just post that on the Nobody Else's auto page the other night. I posted it on YouTube a month or two ago. One of the videos I shot out of my dad's place, which is where I started at. Where I started learning about old cars and old car parts and things like that. So I enjoyed doing that video, brought back some good memories. So if you missed that video about where I started and kind of how I got rolling in this, that video takes us back to the exact spot where I started when I was probably 10 years old. So kind of cool. And we're moving all those cars from Dad's place to mine now. So that lot's basically empty now from that video we shot a couple months ago. So, it's a little bit bittersweet. We've still got the cars. We're just moving into my facility, so it's easier for him to get to them, and I've got access to them if you guys need something. But I grew up out there. That's where I cut my teeth. That's how I got here. So if you guys missed that video, and I kind of enjoyed doing it, I hope you guys like it if you want to check it out. Nottingham, Pennsylvania, Northeast Oklahoma, 66 Ribby parts there. Gary, give me a call after we get done, and I can get you on my list on that stuff. But back to eBay and PayPal. That's what you're up against. It's their site. It's their rules. And you got to remember, those sites are expensive. So everything you buy on eBay, at least for me, and I know from a lot of other sellers, it's all marked up. eBay costs money. PayPal costs money. It's all marked up to cover that stuff. So if you guys are wondering, well, that looks like it should be a $75 part, and I've got it priced at $100, that's why. Because I'm trying to get about 65 or 75 bucks out of it. Especially if I've got free shipping on it. It's going to cost me 10 or 12 bucks to ship it, plus eBay fees, PayPal fees, all that stuff adds up. That's all got to factor into that price. So if those are there again, there's no leeway, there's no gray area. It is what it is. And the PayPal fees you have to be paid, the eBay fees have to be paid, and as well as on PayPal, another sticky thing on PayPal, and I know we've touched on this before, but I never really hammered on it. On PayPal, whatever the address is in your box that says ship to is the only place I can ship that part, period. No exceptions. If you're using PayPal, that's one of the things in their fine print, and there's no option. There's no gray area. There's no leeway. So, some of those things, and those are just a couple of examples. But I guess the main point I want to make to a lot of you guys is, if you're trying to do something on one of those websites and you don't like the answer you're getting from somebody like me, you got to remember there may be some rules, regulations, stipulations where I can't do what you want to do because it's their site and it's their rules and there's no gray area. So, that's the stuff you have to think about it. And whether it's other payment type sites, everybody's out there to make a buck. They have to maintain those sites, and all that, those costs are going to get passed on. So, that's always something that I try to be as clear and as open about with you guys as possible. But that's just something that everybody's got to kind of keep in mind, because all this stuff's expensive and everybody's trying to make a buck. So those expenses on my end add to expenses on your end. Those rules on their end force me to handle things a lot of ways. Another thing with PayPal that, and I have no problem if people want to use friends and family and to save the expenses. You can pay me friends and family and save the fees, and I won't charge you the fees because if you want to do that. However, something to think about. Obviously, a lot of you guys know me. My phone number's on the pages. You know how to find me. If you pay for something friends and family, you as a buyer have no repercussion with PayPal. You can't file a claim with them. You can't do anything if you use friends and family. So just something to think about. Obviously, it's nothing I worry about. If you send me money, I'm going to ship you the parts. But if you're not sure of somebody you're dealing with, especially if they start pushing you to use friends and family, and you're not familiar with who you're dealing with or the company you're dealing with or things like that. And I do see a lot of Facebook pages where friends and family is very well is used a lot. And a lot of those pages have a really good loyal following with a lot of good people on. And there's some repercussion there through some of those groups. But if it's somebody you absolutely don't know, don't have a thing about, that can happen. You can't go back on through PayPal if you use friends and family. 68 C10 passenger front fender, that might be a possibility. I've got a couple that I think were dented but solid. Mark, you might give me a call on that after we get done with the live chat. I'll get you on my list. And Coatesville, Pennsylvania on with us. Jason, how many people work for me? You're looking at it. This is it. I pretty much do it all. I haul the cars, I pull the parts, I sort the cars, I move the cars, pull everything, clean everything, do all the pictures. I do eBay, I do all the eBay, I do all the Craigslist, I do all the Facebook, I do all the YouTube, and I package the parts and I process the shipments. So that's about it. I stay busy. I typically get to the shop about 7 in the morning. I try to be done by 9:30. Sometimes it's about 10 before I get out here. So when do I sleep? Basically from about 11 to 6. Time I get home, take a shower, get wound down, get to bed. I try to be asleep by 11, and the alarm goes off at 5:45 every day. So not a lot of wasted minutes in a day. And yeah, and I collect the check. Yeah, and if there's money left over, I get something. So that's a great concept if there's anything left when I'm done. So yeah, I'm not of short of things to do by any means. And I got a ton of cars to haul in. Had a ton of stuff come in last week, and I've probably got 50 or 60 more to pick up. Plus, we've got about 10 or 12 more at Dad's place we're still trying to get moved. So I'm definitely not short of things to do by any means. But obviously, and that brings up another little thing, like touching back on what we were talking about as far as the website rules and their policies. That's another thing why I can't do a lot of that stuff. If you're contacting me through eBay, there's not much I can do because there's their rules and their game, and I don't have time to fight it. So 69 Montego or Cyclone Hood, nothing there, Jeff. Do not have any of those at all. And obviously, like we've talked about before, that's why it's so essential to call me. I can talk to you on the phone while I'm driving, while I'm working, while I'm packaging parts. But if I have to stop and text you back every time and play 20 questions on a text, trying to keep up with messages on Facebook, comments on Facebook. In fact, I've got Messenger shut off on Facebook. But comments, there's no way to keep up with the comments on Facebook, YouTube. I mean, literally, I would waste several hours a day on that. And I just don't have the time, not trying to keep up with everything else. And obviously, once I get your guys' money for something, it has to go. I mean, when you pay me, you are priority, obviously, on getting your parts out. And I've got to ship a couple times a week to keep up with that cycle because I can't sit on your guys' money. That's not fair to you. Once you've paid me, your parts have to be off in a box and on the way to you within a few days. So so I don't stop very often. I stay plenty busy. There's no doubt about that. So anyway, who's ready for a little trivia? Tonight, I'm going to give you another die cast. We did one of these here a couple months ago. I dug out another one of one of these Corvette die casts from an old parts supplier that was Big A, that was a Midwest area parts supplier. These were made in 1998, so these things are, the toy's over 20 years old. Brand new in the box, and they're a pretty decent die cast. Big A actually, this was made in 98, and that was right before they went belly up. Big A went bankrupt, I think, in 99 or 2000. And their assets were bought out by CarQuest, who was, in turn bought out by Advance. So Big A is no more, and hasn't been since shortly after this was made. Brand new in the box, kind of a cool piece. So make sure everybody sees it, and we'll get this shipped out to the first correct answer. And I know at least we've got comments working on both pages. Couple questions here. Old school phone. Yeah, Joe, that's the only way to do it. And like I said, you may call apart something different than I do. I've had people call me and have the wrong year, wrong model on their car, and they start asking me questions, and I was like, that doesn't add up. But if we have that conversation, usually within a few minutes, we can get it narrowed down to where you're trying to go with this thing. If you're texting me, emailing me, that's almost impossible. So the phone call is the only way to contact me, have that conversation, and know what and get on the same page. Do I do only parts or vehicles? Larry, I am dual licensed in the state of Kansas. I have a salvage dealer license and a used vehicle dealer license. So, Lenny, I can sell you anything you want to buy. The only thing I'm not licensed for is franchise for new vehicles. So I can do whatever you need, Lenny. Cars, parts, I do project cars. We've got some restored cars in stock. Actually, my dad's got a few restored cars in stock that are for sale. So I can do I can do anything we need to do, Lenny. So credit cards. I do not accept credit cards at all. couple reasons. One, the expense. Credit cards are expensive, and they're a huge pain in the butt. Credit card companies are a nightmare to deal with. I know credit cards are very simple for a lot of people to use. They are not worth the aggravation for the seller at all. So, no credit cards. I will do PayPal, but I am going to charge the fees on it plus a processing fee on my end. And I will take Western Union. I get a lot of Western Unions. Or believe it or not, I still get a lot of checks and money orders in the mail every week. I probably get 6 or 8 checks or money orders still every week. So that's still a very viable option. 63 Falcon bumpers. That's a possibility, Jerry. Give me a shout after we get done. I'll get you on my list. Oh, I got our friend Belinda on. Hey, Belinda, thanks for being here. Hood for 68 GS 400. Robert, that hood is the same as a Skylark with the exception of the scoop. So I may have some Skylark hoods. I do not have any GS scoops for 68. Robert's customer, he did buy some Skylark parts from us a while back. Thanks, Robert. That's how I accept payment. Believe it or not, a lot of checks and money orders still come in on a regular basis, and then PayPal fees or Western Union. A lot of people want to do Walmart to Walmart. Walmart shut me off, and they will not pay me. Too many people started using it, and since I guess because I'm a legitimate business with an ID and everything, or just one ID, they shut me off because too many people were trying to use it, which made absolutely no sense whatsoever. But they didn't want to talk about it. They wouldn't discuss it. They wouldn't let me talk to anybody. They wouldn't call anybody. They said, nope, we can't pay you. You're done. So unfortunately, Walmart to Walmart is not an option for me, but Western Union will definitely work if you guys need something. On to trivia. 2-part question tonight. I'm watching the comments. I've got them both up. I've got them current. We're going to jump up into the 80s. I know I like the 80s stuff. I don't know how many of you guys do, but you know I do. And a car that I've always wanted that I have not bought yet, but one of these days I will have, is a Buick Grand National. When I was 13, 14 years old, my dad worked at the Buick dealership. He was a service manager at the local Buick dealership. And I still remember that black Grand. Actually, they had one each year. They had an 86 and an 87. That black Grand National sitting on the showroom floor. And, those cars just always spoke to me. At the time, they were epic for performance in an era where performance was not very well known. So they were kind of the start to what we have now. Things started livening back up, I guess, so to speak, after that car came out. And up to the crazy 700 or 800 horse cars we have today off the showroom floor. A lot of that resurgence, I feel, kind of started with the Grand National. And that can be argued a million different ways with the Fox body Mustangs and the Tune Port Chevy motors. And then you get into the LT1 Chevy motors. But back in the day, even the Tune Port in 86 wasn't even that stout. It just came out in the 305. So that 86 and 87 Grand National was kind of a milestone car for me. However, it wasn't the first one in 86. Tonight's question, 2-parter. I need 2 pieces to this to have the correct answer. What was the year and the color of the first Regal Grand National? So, anyway, I'll keep watching for comments. I need the year and the color of the first Grand National, and it wasn't black. So, something kind of different. So, I'll keep watching for comments, and we will get ready to roll into some new inventory of what came in this week. This one must have stumped a few people because usually I have stuff popping up right away. So maybe I got something that was a little trickier this time, I hope. Lenny's in there, but he's not right. So at least we got some people starting to guess. New inventory this week. Randy, we're getting closer. We've got some stuff going on Facebook, and we're getting pretty close. We're getting real close. There, Edward got it. 82 and gray. That's what they were. They were 1982, and they were gray and silver. So we had a lot of 84 and 85. They did make them in 84 and 85, but they were black by then. So, but the first one was a silver 82. So anyway, well, it did kind of take off there for a minute. I thought I had everybody stumped there for a second, but we got rolling and it took off. So we got Edward on YouTube on that one again. So as always, thanks for playing, everybody. It's fun. I hope you guys enjoy it. And wow, and kind of surprisingly, usually I have a bunch of them pop up right after that, but all the ones that popped up right after that weren't right either. So now we got our buddy Kevin on. Hey, Kevin Evans, glad you're here with us. New inventory this week. Been kind of a crazy week. I didn't have time to haul much. So Russell finally got it gray and black in 82, yeah, and 83. So yeah, we had Edward on that one. So Edward, give me a shout when we get done. New inventory. Had some trucks, some cars, a little bit of everything this week. 1941 Chevy half-ton short bed pickup. Probably savable. Definitely for a rat rod, it's definitely savable. All the sheet metal's there. The motor's apart, but nobody really cares. But all the sheet metal's there except for, I think, the tailgate. And it is a 41 short bed half-ton pickup. So some more Buicks from Dad's. 50 Super 4-door, 55 Super 4-door, 54 Roadmaster 4-door, 56 Buick Special 4-door hardtop. That's kind of a different car because at 56 was the first year GM had a 4-door hardtop. So not a lot of those out there. 62 Dodge half-ton short bed pickup. 1976 Cutlass. Complete car. It's got some rust in it, but factory buckets, console, floor shift, tilt column, AM 8-track on a 76 Cutlass. So that's definitely some good pieces on that car. And another car from the 80s. 1988 Chevy Celebrity. So, and there again, it's a complete car. It's a little rough around the edges, but there's probably still a few of them out there, and it's got the header panel, and the grill, and the lights, and everything, and all that stuff still there. So, once again, just like a lot of this stuff from the 80s, I'll go ahead and take it out, process it, and line it up in the row with the rest of them because one of these days somebody might need it. And as crazy as it sounds, in the state of Kansas, a 1985 is an antique. So it's weird to think about it, but a 1988 is almost technically an antique in the state of Kansas. So we'll keep it around. We'll put it out in the road in case anybody ever needs anything off of it. Now, when speaking of pickups, I've got a lot of pickups that are going to be coming to market here real soon. Over the last couple months, I've stumbled onto half dozen really, really good pickup projects. Pretty much all Fords and Chevys from the 40s up to the 60s. But I've probably got, I bet, at least a half dozen of them that I need to get cleaned up and get some pictures shot on and get some good video done on them. So so stay tuned for that. I got some really cool pickup projects coming up in the very near future. Something I need to get on and get some of this stuff cleaned up and get some good pictures shot. So Jason, he's looking for another 40 EXP. Those were kind of a neat little car too. But there again, guys, that's a perfect example of some of this stuff from the 80s that has been overlooked and hasn't been saved and has been thrown away. And some of these, a lot of people looked at these cars as disposable back in the day, and they didn't keep any of them. And and that's what they kind of got branded as that, even though maybe weren't necessarily a disposable car. People thought they were and threw them away. So trying to save what I can of that stuff because one of these days there's going to be somebody that needs parts off of that stuff. So anyway, that's what I've got for tonight. And as always, thanks for being here. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out with me. Terry wants to know if we got the other project truck running. It's getting close. I've got a battery in it. We're trying to get everything hooked up, try to get it to fire. The ignition switch didn't turn it over, so I got to chase it out and find out why it ain't cranking over. But that's definitely on the priority list this week, and that's definitely one of the super, super cool pickups. That's definitely the rarest pickup out of this batch that's coming up. And it's they're by far the rarest, and it's definitely one of the better ones. But, man, I got a lot of really good trucks coming up. Complete, solid stuff that's great builders. So hopefully, Terry, hopefully we're going to have some stuff on that real soon because I need to get something going with that truck. But anyway, that's what I had for tonight. Looks like we're caught up on comments. If anybody else wants to jump in here real quick and throw anything up, now's the time before we sign off. If not, we're going to get ready to get out of here. I need to get back to work. Surprisingly, I still have a lot of stuff to do yet tonight. So, but as always, I super appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Glad you're here. It means a lot to me. I'm just the lucky one that gets to sit here and talk to you guys. I love the fact you jump on and interact. And I hope that everybody that was on the Nobody Show page on Facebook either got on one of the other platforms and was able to participate tonight. I don't really know what I'm going to do with that page because I just can't do the lives on them because the comments don't feed. So we will, and I've tried everything I can think of as far as changing settings and things like that. So I'm hoping that everything works and continues to work this way. I hope everything worked well for you guys. This is pretty boring for me to sit here and talking to a computer if I don't have you guys hanging out with me. So 68 Nova parts, Evelyn. I don't have any 68 Novas at all right now. Hey, we got Jess on. Thanks, Jess. I appreciate you being here. 60 Chevy Forder hardtop builder. No, nothing there. 72 Chevy Highlander. I'm not sure what a 72 Chevy Highlander is, Lenny. I'm missing something there, so might give me a call on that. There again, it could have been something that auto-corrected. It could have been something that we call two different things. So, Lenny, thanks for posting that. Perfect example of why you need to call me because I'm not sure what you're saying. You call me, we'll talk about it. We can come to a conclusion real quick. So, Model A trucks, nothing right now. I have had some in the past, Linda, but nothing right now. So, anyway, thanks for hanging out. Like I said, I'm thrilled that you guys jump on here with me, participate. Blazer truck, Suburban, nothing in like a 4-wheel drive on that, if that's what we're talking about. A few 67 to 72 pickups, but not much. It's fun. I enjoy doing it. Hopefully you guys can make it out for Toy Tuesday. I'll do that live on the Nobody Else's Auto page, and then I'll get it transferred to YouTube also. And got tomorrow night's episode got a couple of cars, and and a super cool bulk tank. Got a cool bulk tank on tomorrow night's video for an old truck. It's awesome. So stay tuned for tomorrow night's episode. Hopefully the weather holds and I get some more calm days. It's super windy here again today. It was a pain. But hopefully the weather keeps hanging in there. I need to bring you guys another live from the yard. I keep waiting for a nice calm Sunday so we can get out and do a live at the yard and then do a good walk around. Tons of stuff has changed out there. But there again, with this wind I've been fighting, just haven't had a good, nice, calm afternoon to do it. So definitely want to do that. Oh, real quick before I jump off, any of you guys waiting on titles? I did find out last week that I heard that the state has opened up title work. So tomorrow I'm going to start on titles. If you are on with us tonight and you have talked to me about a vehicle within the last 3 months and we needed to do paperwork on it, call me tomorrow. I've called a few guys already. I'm sure I've missed some. If we were talking about a vehicle and you needed me to get a title on it, I think I can start on that this week. So that's going to be my priority. And the guys that I know are waiting on titles to get something picked up is going to be my priority on this first batch. I almost forgot that. So, come to Florida during a hurricane. I'm sure that's brutal, Joe. But for us, it's just a little too consistent here on a lot of day after day after day after day type things. So, anyway, I almost forgot the title thing. I'm glad I got that snuck in. So, we will wrap up tonight. I think I'm caught up on comments. As always, thanks a lot for being here. Be sure to jump on with us this week for the episodes of Nobody Show and Toy Tuesday with the auction finds from this week. And I'm going to get to work. And we'll see you guys next week. And, hey, if you're in the area, be sure to check out Rocky Mountain Race Week. Come to Great Bend to the SRCA drag strip and check these guys out on Friday, June 26th, or anywhere else you can if they're near you. So thanks for watching, everybody. Glad you were here. 66 Rivy left quarter. Alan, give me a call on that. I've got some 67s. I don't know what I've got, so give me a call after we get done on that. My numbers are on the pages if you have questions after the live chat, and I can get you on my list and start checking parts for you guys tomorrow. So with that, I guess we'll call it a night. I drug on a little bit too long tonight. I hope I didn't bore everybody to death, but glad you're here and having fun doing it. Next week, we'll do the same thing. Tell your friends, have them jump on with us, and let's have a good time again next Sunday night. And like I said, bring your friends and let's get some more people on and have a good time. So thanks for watching, everybody. And we will see you next Sunday night. Same bat channel, same bat time. We will catch you later. Thanks, everybody.